Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic. Welcome back to the channel. And today what I have for you guys is another movie review. Today we're tackling the latest movie in the Disney animation to live action saga, I guess you could call it, with Disney's The Lion King. Just saw it, and it's really, really good. Now, before I get into my actual review, I do want to say that I am a fan of what Disney's doing right now. A lot of people don't like the fact that they're taking animated films and making it into a live action film. I don't really see the problem with that. A lot of people are saying that Disney is not original, and they're not coming up with their own ideas, but quite frankly, in my opinion, I think that's kind of BS, because if you just look at what they're doing with Marvel, Star Wars, Artemis Fowl, so many other IPs and franchises that they're doing, Pixar, Disney Animation Studios, they have a lot of original ideas, and they're still going to keep them, but I think having, like, Dumbo, The Lion King, Aladdin, Jungle Book, so many movies like that were for that generation when it first came out in the 40s, 30s, like Snow White, any of that type of stuff. And it still holds its audience today with all ages. However, now these movies, like, again, Lion King, Aladdin, Dumbo, Pete's Dragon, Jungle Book, Tomorrowland, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, man, there's so many. You really have that sense of a new generation. You know, they're making it the same film, but they're adding these little tweaks and they're making it better, again, for this new generation of people. So yeah, I'm a fan of it. I like what they're doing, and I love most of them. I did not see Beauty and the Beast. I did not see Cinderella, the new versions. I want to, but I did see Pete's Dragon, I did see Jungle Book, I did see Aladdin, of course. You saw my review for that, my tribute and whatnot. Tomorrowland, I freaking love Tomorrowland, dude. Such a good movie. But yeah, so today with The Lion King, I do want to tell you that Jon Favreau, I think I said that right, Favreau, he of course directed The Jungle Book. Quick little fact about that, around 98% of that movie was done in a warehouse. And if you look at that movie, it looks freaking good. I mean, it's one of the best looking movies of all time. And it's technically live action because Mowgli, the live actor, is there. But you can kind of argue with that. But again, Jon Favreau directed that. He directed Elf. He was also the doctor in Elf when Buddy saw him. He also directed Iron Man and Iron Man 2. And he also is Happy Hogan in the Iron Man films. And of course, we recently saw him in Spider-Man Far From Home. So yeah, Jon Favreau has a pretty good, I'd say, presence in the Disney universe, whether that be Marvel or Disney itself. And again, he continues the awesome trend of amazing CGI with The Lion King. I mean, I saw this with my buddy, and we were looking at each other, and we're like, this does not look like CGI. This looks photorealistic. And I'm sure, to me and my friend, and me and my other friends, and even to you guys, it looks freaking good. It really does look photorealistic. And of course, it isn't. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not Jon Favreau, so maybe they took some still shots, maybe they took some shots on a helicopter. I'm not really sure. However, I can tell that this movie is a lot CGI. In fact, I'd say, again, like Jungle Book, 98% around is CGI. I can just tell that from a movie critic standpoint. But it looks good. Now, here's my other thing before I really begin. It's live action remake, right? But it really isn't a live action remake because there's no humans. It's not live action. There's animals, and they look darn good. I mean, I'd say the first maybe 5-10 minutes, there's no talking. Right? The animals don't talk. And it looks like literally Jon Favreau went in the freaking Sahara and was, or Wakanda or something, and was like, here, let me just get this still picture of this lion looking at me, and this gazelle, and this bush baby, and, you know, what have you, warthog, anything, lion, whatever. And it looks so good. And that's the thing, like Jungle Book, they killed it. And my problem with Aladdin was that it looked, some of the things with Aladdin didn't look good, like the genie or the special effects or the tiger that Jasmine had. But this, really, and I can say this, everything in this movie looks phenomenal. The lighting, the groundwork, the trees, the everything moving, the animals themselves, the water effects, everything looks so good. My only issue with it is that since it is a bit of a longer film, it is a little bit longer than the original Lion King, the animated version. This movie, toward the end and maybe even the middle of the second, third act, I was looking at it and I was going, okay, yeah, I can kind of tell this is fake. It does look extremely realistic, but when you look at it long enough, you can tell, yeah, they're not really getting it, this and that, and this and that, you know. So, is that a negative? No. In fact, I think the strongest point in The Lion King as with Jungle Book, is the CGI. It's freaking flawless, man. It really is. And you can tell that maybe Aladdin suffered in a few areas because of this film. Who knows? But this looks phenomenal across the board. In terms of plot, Lion King fairly the same. Aladdin, they changed a few things. Of course, Tomorrowland wasn't based on a book or a movie. Jungle Book, they fairly kept the same too. I think John is very much liking to keep it the same. Not many plot points were totally different. We'll have to see if you agree with me or not. But to me, I thought it was fairly the same. The actors and actresses did a great job. Donald Glover, Beyonce, Seth Rogen, Keegan-Michael Key, all these guys did a phenomenal job. It seems like these actors like Keegan and Beyonce and a few others, they're kind of, when you look at the live-action Disney movies, you kind of go, oh, they're in that, they're in that, they're in this, you know. So they're not like new actors, you know. They're not getting someone totally new. Scar is voiced by someone I really haven't heard in anything before. So is Timon. Pumbaa is, of course, Seth Rogen. But yeah, I mean, the acting and voice acting was phenomenal. I really, really loved it. They all did a great job. Of course, Simba, when he was a cub, is voiced by a different actor than Donald Glover, who is the, you know, adult, teenage Simba. Of course, Donald Glover is Glover, whatever the fudge his name is pronounced. He was Lando Calrissian in Solo, a Star Wars story, so that's where he's from. He's from a few other things too, but that's the main thing that, you know, Disney fans will recognize him from. But yeah, so the voice acting, like I said, across the board is very well done. Nothing's cheesy. Of course, you know, what do you expect? It's a Disney movie. Of course it's going to be good. Again, plot, fairly the same. Long Live the King, all your stuff, the songs, all of that is there in spades. To be honest, I completely forgot there were songs in The Lion King. And I know there's songs in The Lion King, but I didn't know. I walked into this movie completely forgetting about them. And when I started hearing the very opening with, Svenja, that thing, it's friggin' awesome, man. It just made me smile ear to ear, as being a huge Disney fan. And then, of course, you have the Can't Wait to Be King, Just Can't Wait to Be King. You know, all these songs, they're there, and they're awesome, and they're sung really well. And, yeah, like I said, across the board, everything is pretty much flawless with this movie. Again, you know me, guys. I do not look at critics whatsoever. I hate reviewing other critics, not reviewing, looking at other critics. To me, what I say goes. I can look at other people and say, okay, you're right, you're wrong, I agree with that, I disagree with that. But basically what I think goes, and that should be the same with you. But at the same time, why does this get a friggin' 50, man? I don't get that. I don't get it at all. Maybe it's just because there's people who are just pissed that Disney's doing all these, you know, remakes. I don't know. I don't care, I don't look. I just saw the number, and I'm freaking disgusted. Because this movie is flawless. To me, the CGI is great. The acting is great. The voice acting is great. The lighting, like I said, everything's flawless with that. The comedy, this movie is pretty funny. It's not, you know, actually a comedy, but they have a few funny lines in there, especially with Timon and Pumbaa. They really steal the show with the comedy aspect. The songs are great. The cinematography is great. The way the camera moves around, it's flawless. There are shots in this movie where you just see, like, ants moving, and gazelles running, and lions roaring. I mean, it looks so good, and it's almost magical in a way, because Jon Favreau captured so perfectly what wildlife is. There are so many movies, like the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, or the lion or tiger, whatever, in live-action Aladdin. There's so many movies where animals look like trash. Their mouth movement is god-awful. You can just tell it's bad, it's poorly made. But this movie, just like Jungle Book, is exceptionally well made. I love it. It's great. So, of course, I'm going to give Disney's The Lion King 2019 an A+. There's nothing that I can say that's wrong with this movie. I think it's flawless. Is it my favorite movie ever? No. You know, when I give a movie an A+, I'm not saying it's the best film ever made. I'm just saying that when I'm looking at that movie in particular, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And Lion King, I love it. And if you think I'm giving too many A's, sorry, but I like what I like. So hopefully you guys enjoy The Lion King. Tell me in the comments below what you thought about it, and also what was better, the original animated or the new animated. I'm not really going to call it a live-action movie because it's really not. But it's kind of a weird thing. You think about it. You know, you have animated, you have live action, and then you have the Jungle Book and the Lion King, which is a little bit of a, I guess, a cross, in a way. Although Lion King isn't. It's kind of weird when you think about it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this review. I love The Lion King, man. It was friggin' amazing. Hopefully I'll see it again. And I will be getting it on Blu-ray in the future and unboxing for you guys. So thank you very much for watching. Again, leave me a comment in the comment section below what you thought about the movie, and again, what version you like better. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.